Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Well, it's actually only about 10 minutes since I made my unboxing Scrawlr box video. I was going to walk away. I was going to just walk away and mull it over for a few days before I had to go to the challenge, which is what I usually do. But I had a bit more of a play, and I've decided I just want to crack on and do it straight away. Let me show you what I've been up to. Look at that mess. I've been and washed my hands a few times. I've been getting fit. It's a good job I've got one of my manky old tops on. So one thing I must say is that I had another go with the drawing pad that came in the box. This one, this is just smooth white drawing paper. I had another go with it, as well as another go with the oil pastel sheets that came with the Scrawlr pastels. And although I think I still prefer the feel of using this, as you can see you can get pretty good effects on this smooth paper as well. And I've even had a bit of a play on some other surfaces, but I'm going to save that for another video. I've got a bit of a weird idea forming. So I'm going to go straight in and have a go at the Scrawlr challenge, which was how was it worded? Where rivers flow. What keeps popping into my head is this picture of stones on a riverbed. You know, all those different kind of colours and textures of stones. Just thought it'd be a perfect way to experiment with these, and then get the contrast of that effect of water kind of, you know, flowing over the top, rippling over the top of it. So I've had a bit of a play with some ideas there. I love some of the textures you can get by scratching in and applying the pastels in different ways, and then kind of you can like dab it on. Hang on, it probably shows a bit more there. You sort of dab it on and then you can rub it and you can scratch into it. So I've used both ends of this stick. I quite like using the blunter end as well. And then if you just put a thin layer on like that and rub it with your finger, you can get that sort of effect of, hopefully, of the water going over the top. I've got my linseed oil and my what are they called? Cotton buds. Which you know, I've just had in my craft room, and I've also put in this. It's just a Prismacolor pencil, just because I think I might just want a little dash of red, and I like the idea that was in the book of being able to just scratch into here. I just love that effect. I just love that effect of the being able to just kind of scratch into the surface of the pastel with a coloured pencil, as well as with just the stick and the 5B pencil that came in the box. I love how the 5B pencil goes over the top of these. Really love that. So I'm going to save these like trials for part of my weird idea, which I'm saving for later at the moment. A bit of tissue. Oh, I've been getting really filthy. I think partly because it's still quite warm here in the UK, and so these are probably even softer than they would usually be. But I think they're probably always going to be a little bit messy. And at some point soon I'm going to have to work out how to get the labels, just tear the labels back a bit, I guess. I was reading up, I was looking up a bit about these Scrawlr oil pastels, and apparently they were first invented by Monsieur Scrawlr in Paris, specifically at the request of Picasso, who chose 50 colours out of the 60 he was offered, and you can still buy that set of 50 colours that Picasso chose, which I might quite well be tempted by after playing with these for a while. Or maybe I'll have a good old play with these and get it out of my system, and I'll never want to touch them again. But it is, like I said before, one of the great things about these boxes is you just get to try all this stuff, you know. Okay, I'm going to go with the drawing paper, because that's going to give me more space, even though, like I said, I did kind of prefer the feel of that oil pastel paper. But looking at some photo references of stones, because you know, it's like you think you've got it in your head, but sometimes it helps to really look at the details. So I just googled riverbed stones, and there are like loads and loads of images. I can't like leave you a link to or anything, or kind of share this with you, because a lot of them are going to be copyright images. But you see, look at the wealth of possibilities. I like the idea of bringing in a bit of green, maybe make some of them mossy. I mean, look at all the colours in that. That one kind of gives the idea that I'm talking about, with the water sort of flowing over. I love the look of that. And look at all the different textures and things. So I think this is kind of why I'm thinking it would be a really good way to experiment with these pastels. So I'm kind of going to go for this sort of effect, but I'm probably going to bring in some of these colours and things as well. I love you've got these striations going through the rocks. And all of these different textures. Yeah, I'm going to really enjoy this. So I just wanted to show you the sort of images I'm looking at. So I'm just going to probably just sketch out a few just rough shapes first with my I'll make them quite big, I think, so I've got room to try out the textures. So I will sketch out some shapes with my pencil first, and then start applying the pastels in different ways, and I'll layer them, and I'll rub them in with my finger, and I'll try all the different methods I can, and I'll do a speedy through version and play you some riverbed music. If there is such a thing in the YouTube audio library. And I'll see you back at the other end to see how it turned out. There we go. So I started trying to get some different kinds of textures and things on all these different kind of stones. I'm going to work my way along now and fill up all of these stone shapes that I've outlined. These ones up here are kind of partially submerged in the water, and that's what the water kind of will have to flow around, so I'll put them in as well. And then I'm going to have to get really brave and just kind of go over some of what I've done with just a thin smooth layer of the pastels to indicate the water, I'm hoping. Anyway, I'm really enjoying playing with them. I'm not quite sure they're going to end up looking anything like rocks on a riverbed, but hey ho. I'm having fun, and that's the main thing. Okay, I'll come back and show you. I think you probably will have seen enough of this. I'll come back towards the end and show you how I'm getting on. Oh look, I've just discovered when it comes to having to tear the wrapper away, there's little notches they've marked there, look. That's very convenient. Got a feeling I'm going to wish for another white one of these. Right, I am absolutely filthy. Also, it's time to stop and go and get dinner sorted. Oh, these are really sticky now. It's quite hot outside. I've been working with them for a while and they've got stickier and stickier as I've gone on. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of them now. This isn't, as always, this isn't coming out as it looked in my head, but I'm still quite enjoying it. There we go, there's some, yeah, and I've managed to get lots of different textures and stuff, which is what I was hoping for. So I feel like I want to do a little layer of fixative now, so that I can work over the top of this without smearing what I've done everywhere. Now, one of the things that I read about when I was looking into these is that they never fully set. You have to use a fixative over them, and you can build up fixative in layers. I'm sure I saw that somewhere. I would like to be able to go back afterwards and just add a bit more kind of almost like mossy or lichen looking patches and things on them, and I want to do this sort of smooth ripples of water over the top. So I think this is, I think I need fixative. Now, as luck would have it, not knowing this was on the way, I bought this the other day. It was really expensive. This cost me 20 quid. I probably could have got it cheaper, but I saw it in an art shop and got carried away. It does say it's perfect for, amongst other things, oil pastels. It's one that you can use indoors because it's not got like nasty chemicals and stuff. It's casein, like a milk protein, which is why it's got cows on the front, and denatured alcohol and water. I think that's all that's in it. When I used it the other day on some pan pastel work I've been doing, I found that the droplets that come from it are very big, which I didn't think was all that impressive given how expensive this was, but I'm hoping, even if it does leave some droplet shapes and things on this, it won't matter because I'm doing water anyway. So I'm going to do this, a couple of layers of fixative, and I'm going to get dinner and then come back and start on it again later. Well, I'm back from my dinner now. This still feels really sticky. It probably wants a couple more coats of the fixative, but I'm going to try going into the next layer now and see how we do, just to give you a look at another look at what I'm using as my photo reference. You can see here there's lots of like little stones here, little smaller sizes. I want to fill in all of the gaps with some dark little crevices and then little tiny bright colour pebbles in between. So I'm going to do all of that here before I start then going into the more watery look at the top. So yeah. Right, I'm completely sticky and filthy. But I think I'm done with this. Yeah, I feel like I want to give it another go now. This is just a bit of a workup really, but yeah, I've really enjoyed playing with these. The difference in texture between this smooth kind of almost transparent layers that you can get, and then the really thick layers that you can scratch into and scrape, and yeah, brilliant. I need to have another go with this fixative just to work out how you can make this so that it isn't going to smudge everywhere, because as far as I can tell from what I've read, they're not going to just kind of ever dry by themselves. So otherwise I just have to put a bit of something over it, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so this is my first attempt at the Scrawlr challenge, but I will be back. I've got a bit of a weird idea brewing in my head, so give that a couple of days and I will be back and we'll see how that goes. I'm having a lovely time, really enjoying this box. It's exactly what I want from an art subscription box. It's making me try something I never would have tried otherwise, so yeah, this is perfect. Yeah. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again really soon.